It's the View in Your Mirror 3-year anniversary show where we are here to recap and say thank you to our sponsors, guests, and fans. We appreciate you so much.
Lisa.
Katie.
In person.
So one thing I was waiting to say, this is the first time we've been back together since season 2.
Crazy, isn't it?
We have not recorded together since season 2 because COVID, life, everything happened, and we had to go directly to Zoom, which is what we've been doing. And so I'm pretty excited that you and I together get to record this podcast.
Fantastic. Well, what are we talking about today?
Well, we're doing a special podcast because it is our 3-year anniversary of our podcast.
It's crazy.
It is crazy, and it went by actually pretty fast, and I have had a huge learning curve, more than you, and you annoy me, and I love you. Every single podcast, I think we're at like 66 or 67 episodes. I know we're going to start season 6, and it's been a wonderful, wonderful thing. And I'm looking forward to continuing, and the success we've had is actually wonderful and surprising all at the same time.
Lisa, I can't thank you enough for doing this, for going on the journey. I mean, that's number one. And I mean, you know, the annoyance goes right back. It's a love relationship.
Well, I annoy you about certain things and the same things, and you annoy me about certain things
Absolutely.
and the same things. But we know what they are.
We do. And like any relationship, you have the goods, the bads, the ups, the downs, and you choose to continue because it gives you so much more than it annoys you, right?
Exactly. Right. The annoyance are just moments, and then they go away.
They go away.
That's called unconditional love, Katie.
It is. Okay, back at you too, Lisa. So, okay, I want to hit on, you have your notebook.
My notes.
I give
Let's
Lisa a
talk
hard
about
time
notes.
all the time, but you know.
I always have notes. Katie has no notes.
Well, I do occasionally have notes. In all fairness, I do occasionally
Brief
have notes.
Yes.
When I'm doing this, I think it comes from producing, and I've always had notes. I have notes in the background. I have no notes today.
You have no notes,
I have
Katie.
no notes today. There is not a thing written on my pad
I
of paper.
noticed right away.
Right, nothing. 0, 0, 0. But I like the conversational, off-the-cuff kind of things. And I knew you would be coming in with notes because we talked about it. And I said, list all the people that we've had on the podcast, which you have done. And it's really quite spectacular when you sit back and look at it.
I was overwhelmed when I did my homework assignment, because when I'm given homework, I do it, listing all of our guests that we have had. And, you know, a lot of people will ask me, Lisa, what was your favorite podcast? And I always will say, I don't have a favorite podcast.
Mine's the last one we did because it's the most recent memory. And then I go back and I'm like, but they all are. It's amazing.
I have learned something from every single guest we have had on that has helped me be a better version of myself. And that is what our podcast is all about.
Yes.
So I don't really have a favorite. Yeah. I've had clients. I've had guests that have surprised me, but I don't have a favorite.
I have to say that too. There are points in different podcasts. And if you put me on the spot, but I'm like that with a lot of things, like, you know, name your top 3 movies or this or that. I can't do it. I think we know I'm a little bit more a live in the moment kind of a person.
So live in the second, Katie.
Live in the second. Oh, come on now. But that's my personality. That's how I operate. So for me, that day, that experience is truly my favorite. And then I go on and I have a next favorite and a next favorite. So, okay, I want a quick rundown. Season 1, it was a big learning curve for you. You need your notes.
Am I allowed to read them?
Out.
Okay. Well, season 1 was really all about what I teach and train.
Yes.
And talk about with current clients and potential clients.
So we can say safely that season 1 was all about Lisa.
We did a few things about you towards the end. No, we always incorporated.
Listen, I am funning with you, but I have learned so much just through this experience.
Yeah,
truly.
I mean, and remember when we started this podcast, it was during COVID. We started for a reason, right? Because all of my clients were freaking out. It has become bigger than that now, and I'm pretty excited about it. But season 1 was really everything that I needed to get out to anyone that wanted to listen because I couldn't see my clients in person.
Right.
And I would encourage everybody to go back and listen to some of those because I haven't changed my mind on anything other than when we talk about COVID stuff.
All right.
But season 2 was the first time we had guests on. And I pushed back on that, if you remember.
That I do.
And, there was a whole different reasons why I was pushing back, but we went with guests and it was great after I calmed down a little bit. So our very first guest was Jennifer Tatinelli. And how exciting was that? But I didn't realize that till I started writing it down. Mm-hmm. And, I have a very special relationship with her. I do a lot of business with her. We actually have had her on twice. But she has a great story to tell. So she was our first guest. And then we went on, and I'll just list them quickly.
Okay, and Jennifer and Audie, who you're going to talk about momentarily, are designers.
Yes, they are designers.
European designers.
Yes. Audie Benjo is from Israel.
Right.
And Jennifer Tatinelli is from Italy.
Right.
And then we had Mark Ostrom, Julie Mersine from Mira Couture, Jane Haugelin Olsen, the Skin Sisters, which was so exciting for me, Belinda Jensen, Amelia Santinello, Elizabeth Reese, Leah B. Olsen, Roshini Jacquemar.
Raj Kumar.
I never say it right. Sorry, Roshini. Leslie Jablonski, Carrie Nelson, and Stephanie March. That was their second season. That was the first time having guests, and we did do those in your studio.
Yes.
They were all in person, except for Jennifer and Audie, because they don't live here.
Right.
And the Skin Sisters, I think, was also by Zoom.
Correct.
But otherwise, they were all in person, which I think made a little bit of a difference, and it was calming for me.
Right.
Because I'm better in person.
Right.
Now I've gotten better by Zoom.
Well, think about your business, too. You've gotten better by Zoom with your business.
Yeah. I mean, I'm doing actually still a lot of virtual.
Right. Well, it takes you further.
So that was season 2, and wow.
Oh, she's going to make me read season 3.
Yeah, but season 2, all those people took a chance on us, too.
And that's the thing that I'm so grateful, really, for all the yeses. For
Yes.
the people that have said yes to being on the podcast, for the people who listen, for the people who have reached out, for the woman who came up to me at the fair, Lisa, I felt like a real celebrity, and said, I love your podcast. Out of the blue, she recognized me.
No way.
Yes. I was at the fair for 2 hours before going to the grandstand show, and after the grandstand show, she came up to me, Kathy Graff. Thank you, Kathy. And yes, she was a friend of a friend. That's how she had learned about our podcast. And she said, and in fact, I just went back and listened to one recently about what to wear to certain events because we were
Season
invited
1.
to a wedding. And no, wasn't that recently? The black tie? That wasn't season 1.
I think it is season 1 towards the end.
All right, we'll disagree on that one because that seemed like not that long ago. But I guess 3 years isn't that long ago? I don't know. Anyway, I digress. Those types of the people that have embraced us, the people that reach out with a little text, you get so many texts from your people saying how much they enjoy it. That's what really keeps us going. We're doing this. I mean, I've learned so much and gotten so much out of it. Yes, it's comfortable on this side of the recording, but everything else I've learned and how to continue to put myself out there, that has been growth for me. So, and I think that's the key, isn't it, for all of us at whatever age we're at to continue to grow.
Absolutely, 100%. That is why I continue to do this. And I feel like I have learned so much in the last 3 years, and it's helped me do what I do with my clients better.
Ah, that's good on both parts. And we learn from every single guest. It's
Every
just
single guest.
inspiring. Inspiring.
And we also learned this one thing I talked to you about before we even started this podcast, but you've heard it a million times. We're all really the same.
Yes.
We all think the same, just in different ways. And our concerns and our things that we want to achieve and how we feel, we all have those. And so
Absolutely.
each guest brings out a little piece of that, a little piece of the puzzle, and hopefully it will set up someone's day in a better way. I mean, it sets up my day in a better way.
Exactly.
All right. So season
Amen,
3.
sister. Season 3. Dr. Terry Johnson, Heather Brown, Sonia Kashik, Marnie Gellner, our daughters.
I know.
Maybe the favorite.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I guess we got to go there. Lisa Woodruff, Pilar Gerasimo. I always get her wrong. Sasha Zogi, Pam Borton, Renee Keller, Helene Pessis, Dory Molitor, Reza. Oh, yeah, Reza. Oh, my gosh, Reza.
He's
We had 3 men, Reza and then Kathleen West. Reza, how do you say Reza's last name?
I think it's I8.
We just know Reza's one of those people. He's kind of like Oprah. He's kind of like, he just go by Reza. He is our phenomenal tailor.
Yes, that I highly recommend. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, then we get into
Season 4. I mean, all of these guests, Megan Cooper, Anne Marie Rogers, Heather Fleck, Melissa Davey, Lindsay Pinchuk. Talk about learning a lot from somebody. Pat Miles, also talking about learning a lot from somebody. Greg Hoyt and Ingrid Christensen. She was
lovely.
fascinating.
Yeah.
Season 4, Katie.
That was season 4. Okay, now
No, that was
season
5. Right. That was season 4 that I read.
That was season 4? Okay. Season 5, Judy Wirt, Alexa Curtis, Archel
Giorgio
Arkell. Why do we do? Okay, well, so there's
It's my
editing.
writing. You have to
There's
read it.
editing. That's not it, but thank you for giving me an out. Camille Burns, Allie Kaplan, Allison Fanger, Patty Soskin, Michelle Young, Ann Head,
Jen Jermick.
Jen Shermack, Lily Garfield, Kristen Meehan, and Lindsay Usselding, and Sally Mixon. And I mean, honestly, it's just going so fast. I can't even believe it when I read these names.
I know.
So what do we have in store? What's the future bring for us?
I think we have some exciting guests coming on.
We do.
We're looking for even more exciting guests.
Yes.
We're getting better at that.
I think so too.
We're getting better at finding resources and not being afraid to ask.
Right. I think that was one of the things we had to learn too is we love our guests, but we also want to share in our growth with our guests. So we want guests who are willing to share about us as well.
Right.
And we really appreciate when that happens. I know some people are uncomfortable doing that because they're like, oh, it just seems like it's all about me then. Well, it isn't. It's all about raising us all up. And what you have to say as a guest, or if you're coming on as a future guest, is what we all want to hear.
Right.
So I think that's important. One of my favorite, because it's one of the most recent, is Jody Hills, another phenomenal guest who gave us lovely time and shared her story with us. And that's really what we appreciate. I think anyone, I've said this from the beginning, anyone that we talk to has a story. It doesn't matter if they have 100,000 followers or if they have 10 people in their life they talk to on a weekly basis. Everyone has a story to tell.
Everybody has a story. Mm-hmm. And I always say never judge a book by its cover. And you can always learn something from somebody.
So true. So true.
And all of those things have happened with me doing this podcast.
Yeah.
I still get anxiety every time we're getting ready to record. Every time. You know that.
I don't think that's ever going to go away for you, though.
Well, I thought about this when I was thinking about this podcast that we're recording right now. I don't actually want it to go away. Because if I get too comfortable, I might not be me.
That would be tragic.
But let's also talk about our sponsors who took a chance on us and who are
Absolutely.
still our sponsors.
Absolutely.
Because Rustica Bakery, who is not our sponsor anymore, they were with us for a year and a half. And
Really
they
from the
were our
beginning.
first sponsor. And I mean, thank you.
Yes,
Right?
absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
And then our sponsors we have now, Continental Diamond, but Helene Pessis has been a guest on our podcast.
yes.
And Shear Brothers.
I have a long history with Shear Brothers and love everything they're doing over there in the closet division. Shear Brothers Closet Division.
Yes. And so thank you for that. And Renee Keller, Interior Design, who has also been a guest on our podcast.
Yes.
So we can't thank them enough for that.
I think when people have a belief in what you're doing and want to be involved, that's just another level of validation that you're doing something good.
And we have been very picky about who we want as sponsors on our podcast.
We have.
Because we want them to be part of this community. And so I think that's also an important decision we made. Yeah. And hopefully, the other sponsors that we have moving forward will be part of our community.
Absolutely. Well, Lisa, this has, as fast as these 3 years have gone, this 15 plus minutes has gone. And so our little special thank you, I think really that was what comes from the heart, is our thank you to everyone who has been involved in this podcast.
And our listeners. We haven't really talked about, we've talked about our listeners, but I mean, we're at 20,000 listeners and
growing.
And growing. I mean, daily. And I am just in awe by that. And I really love when I get feedback. So please, everybody, give us the text, however you want to give us feedback. We love it. And if you have any suggestions or you'd like us to have someone on our podcast, tell us.
Right. And also, let's mention, if you have a nonprofit that we have not yet touched on, and we do ask our guests for that suggestion, but oftentimes we have room for to be able to talk about a nonprofit. That was an important part of doing this when we started out, that I wanted to have a nonprofit connection, because giving back to me is so important.
Me too.
It's really right. And it's saying thank you in a different way. So sending all sorts of love to everyone who has supported us. Remember, you can find more information about us on theviewinyourmirror.com. And you can get to Lisa's site. You can get to my site. We're working on things. We're excited for the future. And we just thank you. Gratitude. Gratitude.
Lots of gratitude. Yes. Thank you.
Until next time.